Techie ka ba or medyo challenge ka in terms of technology? Parang hindi mo magets ano ba yung mga bagong technology ngayon. Yan ang i-discuss natin ngayon sa episode natin dito sa Truly Happy One. Hello po, ako po si Eric Calugdan. Together with us is Sir Enrico Garcia. I used to be an IT consultant for Unisys and then put up my own business called Infotext. Also, I am the CIO for Philpax and the CTO of Sante. You can call me a serial entrepreneur. Si Sir Enrico, on the other hand, used to be the retail operations manager for Shell, and then after that, he became the country manager for Herbalife. After that, he became the director of operations of Avon and one of the board of directors of the Direct Selling Association of the Philippines. Now, he is a mindset coach and also the director for international operations of Sante. So everyone, welcome to Truly Happy One. We do this every Saturdays at 5 p.m. via Facebook Live and YouTube Live where we discuss world-class Pinoy excellence. Now, before we go to our main topic for today, let us know where you are watching from. If you're watching from Mandaluyong, type nyo dyan sa comment section sa Facebook, watching from Mandaluyong. Or if you're from Dubai, type nyo sa chat dyan sa YouTube, no, watching from Dubai. Para alam natin hanggang saan umaabot itong ating broadcast. Also, this one is an interactive session. So if you have questions or if you have feedback or you want to post your opinion, your comments, no, please post them sa comment section or sa chat, no, and we'll try to answer those questions later. And wag na rin kayong mahiya, no, please like this video, comment, and you can tag your friends din na sa tingin yung medyo techie challenge, no, or into technology, pwede rin. So, tag nyo sila sa comment section para mapanood din nila itong video na to. Or share this in your Facebook feed para mas marami tayong matulungan, no? And kung gusto nyo ng mga inspiring, no, mind-opening, new concepts, new ideas, mag-subscribe na rin kayo sa ating YouTube channel. Nandyan sa baba lang, yung red subscribe button. Click nyo yan, it's free. Or kung nasa Facebook kayo, you can go to our Facebook group page na Truly Happy One. Yung link dun sa group na yun, nasa description din nitong video sa pinakadulong link, no? And ma-update kayo every time we release a new episode. Ayan. So, Sir Philip ko is watching, Sir Enrico. Ayan. Thank you
Oy,
for
thank you, Mr. Philip.
watching. Yan, sabi niya, good afternoon po, viewing from Manila, Philippines. And si Sir
Wow.
Gary, dating galing, is watching from
Oh,
Mandaluyong. Ayan, thank you
wow.
po
Thank you.
for
Thank you.
watching. Ayan, so ang topic natin is about being relevant in today's digital landscape. So Sir Enrico, ano ba tong
Y-
ating topic for today?
Yeah, siguro mas alam mo 'to kasi ikaw 'yan ang ano mo, 'di ba? Pero yung 'pag sinabi natin kasing two keywords, yung relevant at saka digital, 'di ba? Pag-uusapan natin, ano ba talaga yung ibig sabihin ng digital? Iba-iba yung interpretation ng companies, even, organizations and individuals. And then, ano ba yung relevant? Ano ba ibig sabihin ng relevant, 'di ba? So, we will talk about that kasi parehong importante to with all the changes happening around us, 'di ba?
Mhm.
So, we'll talk about that and then cite some examples para we can decide if you want to remain relevant in today's digital world or landscape, there's certain things that we need to embrace, 'di ba?
Mhm.
So, yun yung pinaka-topic natin. And maybe we can show the slides para we can go interactive na rin, di ba? So,
Yan.
okay, just digital relevance, di ba? Yung sinabi nga natin. So, I just want to show the next slide, which is, in fact, digital relevance was a couple of years ago, but today, nabago na naman to kasi in a sense, na-accelerate nga yung
Mhm.
need. Kasi nga, yung COVID-19 na-disrupt, di ba? So, ang laki ng impact. Ayun, alam na natin to, hindi na kailangan ulitin. In a way na, 'di ba Eric, ano ba ang tawag mo doon in your industry talagang leapfrog na kasi napilit
Yes,
na
talagang
man,
exponential yung growth, yung
oh,
adoption, talagang biglang yung supposed na vision ng company for the next 2 years naging next 2 months. biglang
correct.
biglang napaikli, biglang napabilis. Nasabi nga nila, sino daw yung nag-push nitong transformation or digital strategy sa company? Is it the CEO? Is it the COO or the CFO? Sabi nila hindi, it's the COVID or COVID.
Yes, correct.
Yun yung nagpabilis. Na supposedly
Correct.
nga, 2-year plan ahead, naging, nung pumasok si COVID, naging 2 months plan na lang. Biglang na-compress lahat.
Right. And again, bago tayo pumasok, mas mabuti i-relate natin sa nangyayari sa atin para yung viewers natin makarelate. Eh, I forget na ano yung growth ng digital wallets or mobile wallets, di ba, Eric? I mean,
Malaki,
dati,
malaki.
oh grabe, hundreds of, I think 100 or not 1,000%, di ba, for some, di ba?
Mhm.
And talagang nabago lahat, 'di ba?
Correct.
How we bank, how we pay, how we transfer money. I mean, those are just a few of the things na talaga nagbago completely, 'di ba? So,
Yes.
that's why lalo pa kaya ko nilagay ito, you have to be even more relevant because nga of our situation now where you try to minimize face to face, 'di ba?
Mhm.
So, ayan. So, okay, let's go straight to the next slide. Yeah. So, ito yung in an image, 'di ba? Ito yung nangyayari sa atin ngayon, 'di ba? There's so many things, 'di ba, that we're having to look at. You see image of a plane there and even that has changed. 'Di ba? Yeah, travel will be back pero maybe not the same as we knew it. 'Di ba? Business travel for one. Ito, Eric, alam mo, companies
Mhm.
have realized not just savings but that things can get done without having to be face to face. 'Di
Correct.
ba?
No, in fact, nung na-mention niyo nga sir yung mga e-wallets na biglang lumaki yung kanilang user base, aside from that is yung Zoom din. Yung Zoom parang sino ba may alam nung Zoom? Ang alam ko Zoom is yung sa picture, magzo-zoom in ka, zoom out, di ba? Hindi yung Zoom na conference call, video calls, which is actually before the pandemic, limited only to big corporations. Yung mga sinasabi nila na yung mga Cisco video conferencing equipment, yung nasa 6 digits yung cost bago ka makagawa ng isang video conference call, no? Parang limited lang siya sa ano sa mga may pera, no? Bago ka makagawa ng video conference call. Tapos ngayon, biglang nagkaroon ng Zoom na kahit sino ngayon, kahit naka-mobile phone lang, pwede kang mag-video conference call, no? Biglang nag-boom yung facility na yon or yung channel na yon. And nakikita nga ng mga businesses ngayon yung benefits of using Zoom. Na yun nga, biglang nagkaroon ng na-coin yung word na WFM, no? Work from home. Ah, sorry, WFH pala.
Yeah,
Work from home, no? So, ang dami nilang na-realize at tayo rin, marami rin tayong na-realize na benefits ng tatransact or pag-ooperate ng company or ng business digitally. Di ba?
right. So thank you for that. And that's why I said, Eric, this is really in your line of work. And eto ngayon, people are confronted with a choice, Eric. Kaya yung word relevant, di ba, is pwede ka naman mag-choose na you live in a world that no longer exists. Okay?
Mhm.
Pwede. Kunyari, ayaw mong matuto, mag-adapt to the changes, hindi mo gusto yung dala ng digital, transformation, and you want to do it the old way, you can, right?
Mhm.
But the question for you really is, you may no longer be relevant in today's digital landscape, but you can make
Correct.
that choice, di ba? And you will have to deal with the consequences of that choice. Right?
Correct.
Kunyari, banking, gusto mong pumupunta sa banko, maybe because you see people, you see your favorite, people in the bank, you like that kind of thing. Noong nagkaroon tayo ng anong tawag ba dito? Yung ano yan, yung granular
Quarantine?
lockdown. Oh, yung
Yes.
granular. Oh, banks went back to yung three palit-palitan. Some
Yes,
branches open
weekly.
this week.
Oo, weekly.
Oh,
Correct, correct.
correct. So, again, who is to tell anong mangyayari? So, if that happens, ayun, choice mo yun. Siyempre, madi-disrupt yung schedule mo.
Mhm.
Madi-disrupt yung services that you expect
Correct.
from a bank, di ba? But that's your choice, di ba? So, yun, that's just one example. Sige, next slide.
Yan. Before dyan, sir, si Sir Andrew Vete is watching and Leo Lirio is
Uy,
watching. Yan.
wow.
Thank you
Uy,
for watching. Sabi ni
Leo.
Leo, from Las Piñas, watching.
Oo
Ayan,
nga.
Sir Andrew Vete. Good afternoon, Sir Eric. And si Sir Gabby
Andrew.
Dadivas. Sabi niya, good afternoon, watching from
Uy.
Parañaque.
Yes,
Ayan.
Gabi.
Sabi niya,
Thank
bakit
you.
po kaya Zoom overtook Skype given that the latter was available long before COVID-19? Correct.
Be,
Mamaya
be,
siguro sagutin natin yan, sir.
Oo, very good question 'yan. Marami pang iba 'yan.
Oo.
Sige, let's go to
Yes,
the
yes,
ano.
yes.
But thank you,
Sige.
Gabi. Yeah.
Yeah.
So, ano ba yung what does it really mean, 'di ba? So I did some research and I went to McKinsey, no, McKinsey and Company, the premier or the one of if not the one of the best consulting companies, and they were saying that digital should be seen less as a thing. Kasi nga most people, pag sinabi digital, it's technology lang.
Parang high-tech
Eh,
masyado, parang gano'n.
or it's a
Oo.
thing, it's technology, 'di ba?
Mhm,
But it's
mhm.
not necessarily that, 'di ba? And it's really more a way of doing things, 'di ba? And this is some time ago when they wrote this, 'di ba? So, we don't want people to say pag sinabing digital, it's just a phone. No, no, no. It's a whole new way of doing things, 'di ba? Because nga we now have capabilities which we didn't have before, right? Like, you can now advertise directly to people, right?
Correct.
Dati, you had to go through may layers bago makarating sa iyo.
Yung mga
But
ad
today,
agencies, 'di ba, dati?
correct, correct.
Oo. Tri-media advertising, TV,
Yes,
radio,
you
print,
print.
yes.
So,
Oo.
without having to talk about that, because some people probably don't even remember, 'di ba?
Oo.
Na dati ganun, 'di ba? So, obviously it goes beyond just technology or a thing, and it's really more way of doing things. Again, next slide.
Mhm.
So, there, according to McKinsey, there are three key attributes, 'di ba? That they that helps to define a more concrete and more sustainable definition on digital. Number one is yung sabi nila, creating value at new frontiers. Ano ba ibig sabihin nun, di ba? Ibig lang sabihin, there because of all the change and the advancement in technology, lalo na COVID, ang daming bagong pwedeng puntahan, either adjacent to your business or even outside your business or within the business, but it's a whole new frontier. Ibig lang sabihin nun, it opens up a whole new opportunity for your business. Take
Mhm.
for example, 'di ba yung whether last mile delivery, 'di ba, or fulfillment, all of a sudden, whether you were in that business or not, that has become such a big part, and people can, focus on that, and not just focus. You can create a whole new business, di ba? Ang dami na ngayon, di ba? As a business now, I like the idea that I don't need to build the fulfillment side, di ba, Eric?
Mhm.
Kung malita kong online, solve na yung problema ko. How will I get the product to the consumer? Mamimili lang ako.
Daming options. Oo.
Oo, di ba?
Yeah, may
I just
LBC,
choose.
may Grab, may Foodpanda, may
Mm,
TokTok, may
o may Mr.
TikTok, ay
Speedy, Mr.
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 Speedy.
Speedy. Ang
Oo,
dami.
ang dami. Correct, correct.
Now, here's the thing. I was just having a conversation earlier. Kilala mo yun, Eric, yung isang kong
Mhm.
kaibigan. Kanina lang, over lunch. Sabi
Mhm.
ko, ang expectation ng tao ngayon within Metro Manila, if you need something, kunyari, if you're an online store, if you cannot deliver within 2 hours, Eric, ikaw, tanungin kita,
Mhm.
internally, yun na yung service level agreement eh. Sanay ka
Correct.
na dun eh.
Yun na yung standard, kumbaga, na
Oo,
ine-expect ng consumer. Lalo na pag
correct.
within Metro Manila. Oo.
Kung hindi ko mapapakuha or mapapa-deliver sa in 2 hours, mahina, 'di ba?
Mhm.
Kasi
Correct.
tayo nga, 'di ba, I asked my daughter, "Can you have my picked up in Alabang in an hour and 30 nandito inside my condo?" Eric,
Mhm. Correct.
all the way na Alabang. Baka
Mhm.
mabilis pa kung mas mabilis pa 'yun kaysa ako pumunta dun to pick it up eh.
Mhm.
Kasi may traffic, 'di ba? So, I mean, these are I'm just citing so there's a lot there. Basically, if you are able to create value now, di ba? And Eric, ikaw, I'm sure you have some key projects because this is very much your line. There's
Mhm.
so many opportunities now. San pa ba yung iba other than what I described, Eric, sa nakikita mo?
Marami like yung mga tracking na capabilities, 'di ba? Na hindi lang yung time na dumating yung delivery or yung magpi-pick up sa kundi yung the way na you get information like nasa na ba siya, 'di ba? Nasa na ba yung delivery ko, 'di ba? Na yung information na yun hinahanap na rin ngayon ng mga tao, no, na matatrack mo agad, no? And yun nga, before people buy as well, they get as many information as they want. No, before pa nung uso yung malling, 'di ba, yung mga window shopping, yun actually yung ginagawa natin, 'di ba? Pumupunta tayo sa iba-ibang mga tindahan, tinitingnan natin itong produkto na to, hinahawakan natin, tinitingnan natin yung box, tinitingnan natin yung likod ng box, yung ilalim ng box, lahat na,
Right.
no? Pero since hindi mo na siya pwedeng gawin ngayon, you now do it online. So kung sino yung vendor or seller na may mas maraming information about that product, siya yung talagang pinupuntahan ng consumers. Kasi nga, consumers, parang talagang thrive on information ngayon. Talagang it's yung sinasabi nga lang information age. No? So the more information you give, that's value to the consumer.
Right. So obviously, when you talk digital, if you find ways to create value in these new frontiers that we've been discussing, then of course, that's part of the digital transformation and being relevant. Okay. Next
Correct.
point.
And aside pa rin dyan pala sir, nakalimutan ko, yung ginagawa rin natin, no? Nagsimula itong Truly Happy One, nito lang pandemic, di ba?
Correct.
Na we provide no valuable insights, valuable ideas, no valuable principles for free, no, for everybody, no. And
Right.
the reason why nga that we do this is technology and the industry and God, no, has blessed us even during this pandemic, no, and this is our way of giving back, no. Ito yung aming community service ni Sir Enrico. That's why we provide, no, on a weekly basis itong valuable ideas and insights sa lahat for free. And itong mga information na to nakuha namin ni Sir Enrico hindi for free, 'di ba? Gumastos tayo sa mga trainings at hindi lang sa
Yes.
Pilipinas, pumunta kami sa ibang bansa, sa US, sa Thailand, sa Malaysia, sa Singapore, no? Iba-ibang mga
Hong
training sa
Kong.
iba-ibang
Yeah.
mga bansa, sa Hong Kong na para makuha namin itong mga ideas na to. And dito nga sa Truly Happy One, iniisa-isa namin, hinihimay-himay at binibigay sa inyo for free. Yan yung value, no, na nakukuha ng lahat, no, dito sa ating mga Truly Happy One suki at subscribers. Kaya make sure you click yung subscribe dyan sa ating YouTube channel.
Yeah.
Ayan. Okay,
Thank
so next, Sir
thank
Enrico.
thank you for reminding. And then creating value in core businesses. So, even yung sinabi mo na parang segue na yun dito sa sinabi mo eh. Today, yung sinabi mo is the way we engage consumers through the use of data, which we turn into information, is is something that really is mandatory na. Like dati, pag nag-order ka, pag text mo, magmula nung tinext at pinick up yun, hindi mo na alam ano nangyayari. Huhulaan mo na lang
Correct.
siguro. 'Di ba? Dati
Uh-huh.
yun. But
Uh-huh.
today, the customer journey is exactly like you said. I can even review, 'di ba? I can even talk to the rider and I
Mm-hmm.
can even track the rider in real
Correct.
time. So
Correct.
my customer experience in something as ordinary as delivery has increased so much, 'di ba?
Mm-hmm.
And those that understand that that is valuable to me, like sinasabi mo, yung analogy mo nga is parang tinitignan ko yung box, sinisilip ko lahat. That's the experience or that's my journey when I purchase from you na or nagpa-deliver ako kay Mr. Speedy. Alam ko nasan siya, matetext ko, matatawagan ko. Wow.
Correct.
And it's really creating value and that's what you need to do today if you want to become relevant, di ba? Because yun na yung
Mm-hmm.
expectation ng tao.
Correct.
'Di ba? So you
Yep.
have to find those ways to enhance and engage the customer by using all those points, 'di ba? Yun yung core business ngayon, 'di ba? Lalo na
Mm-hmm.
dun sa journey ng customer.
Mm-hmm.
And then the third that I wanted to bring up is ito yung importante. So hindi lang you creating value in the opportunities in core businesses today which is a largely fulfillment. Sabi nga ni Eric, naalala ko tuloy Eric, bumili ako ng golf shoes. Okay? I don't
Mm-hmm.
like buying shoes online kasi hindi mo ma-predict yung size. Either it's too
Correct.
small or it's too big. So,
Uh-huh.
ito medyo nagmamadali ako. So, I went to one of these, wholesale in online and ang gulat ko, meron silang shoe yun, measurement guide.
Uh-huh.
So, pinasukat sa akin, lagay mo raw yung feet mo, yung ankle mo against sa wall and then kung saan yung longest toe mo, mark it and then you measure. Of course, that's hooked to a certain huge database. Eric, I'm not kidding. I was ready, sabi ko, ano ba return policy nito? Di okay na, sige, kung hindi.
Oo.
Ready na ako mentally.
Return na, oo, oo.
Oh,
'Pag
in my
hindi
mind,
kasya,
ready ako. Swak.
pagdating sa inyo.
Pagdating sa akin, wow,
Mhm,
totally blew my mind. And yun yung sinasabi mo, they provided information. Meron
mhm,
pang shirt, meron pang top, may pang bottom, may pang sapatos. Of
mhm,
course, they realized na, paano kung hindi kasya, di ba? So
mhm,
they used information. Alam mo naman yan, di
mhm.
ba? Malaking database
Correct,
lang yan,
correct.
di ba? Na pagka ganito, chest size mo, more or less ito yan, di ba?
Oo.
So, ang galing. So, amazing. So, building foundational digital capabilities. Dalawa to. One is a mindset. So,
Mhm,
technologically and organizationally.
mhm,
So, yung mindset na sinasabi ko is, ito nakakatuwa, Eric. I'm preparing this for one of my clients, di ba? Yung
mhm,
customer experience or journey, Eric, is horizontal. Okay, Eric?
mhm,
Pero the way the company and most companies are structured is vertical or functional. I mean,
mhm.
silos. So yung
Uh-huh.
process, yung experience nung pag ganito, it cuts across different departments,
Mhm.
cross-functional.
Correct.
Pero within the company, yung boss ng supply chain, siyempre, tao niya magre-report sa supply chain, pero may impact si supply chain dun sa experience ni customer. So si customer service,
Uh-huh.
na ang hawak lang niya yung portion na yun na nagre-report. So the customer is going through different functions,
Mhm.
pero the way you're structured is based on function. So syempre, yung
Hmm.
ability mo to operate cross-functionally, so ibig lang sabihin, who can have a more agile and adapt faster to the customer journey by having smaller teams. Hindi na yung
Mhm.
large vertical Kasi nga
Mhm.
kailangan agile eh. Pagpasa ko supply chain, first to ensure na may produkto. Pangalawa, yung produkto nandun kung saan kailangan, 'di ba? The right size, the right color, it has to be there. Supply chain. Pag nalagay ko na sa tindahan yun, whether it's online or offline, yung merchandiser ko naman, kailangan maganda yung experience ng customer. Pag tingin ko sa website, wow, ang ganda. 'Di ba? Okay,
Mhm.
sige. Sunod naman si accounting and siguro si finance when it comes to the payment processing online, 'di ba,
Mhm.
Eric? So kailangan maganda rin 'yun. Hindi dapat magulo, 'di ba? Easy.
Mhm.
Pagkatapos noon, papasa mo na ngayon sa fulfillment. So balik na naman kay supply chain, whether you do it by your own or until makuha ni customer.
Correct.
So that takes a lot of technological and organizational adaptation. Actually,
Mhm.
transformation and adaptation. 'Di
Correct.
ba? And then, remember, yung kalaban mo, ganun kabilis. Paano ko lalaban
Mhm.
ngayon?
Yep.
'Di ba? Okay
Kaya
ba yun? Does
kailangan
that
tayo
make sense,
mismo
Eric?
mag-adapt. Yes. Oo.
Correct.
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 Correct. Even when I purchase now, I have to also embrace that I have to search for the information. Nandun lang siya. But you have to,
Mhm.
kasi kung minsan, hassle naman, I'll just go to the store. Well, that's going back to the old when it's
Mhm.
there. So instead of
Mhm.
complaining about it, then you just embrace it because that's the that's the new way.
Correct, correct. Tama. Ayan, nanonood din sa atin, sir, si Severino Ramos. Ayan. And kung meron kayong question, huwag kayong mahiya. Type nyo lang dyan sa comment section sa Facebook or dyan sa chat sa YouTube. No? And ako, sir, may question. Kung, for example, may maliit ako na karinderya, no? Na may stall and yung usual ko na customer ay mga estudyante before na pumapasok sa school, since wala tayong face-to-face classes, no, naapektuhan talaga yung karinderya. Ano yung puwedeng gawin ng karinderya owner, no, dito sa ngayon na digital landscape?
Yeah, yun nga, 'di ba, the classic line na if you cannot bring, 'di ba, to the mountain, you bring the mountain to the person,
Mhm,
right? So, alam mo naman limited na yung So, ang ginagawa ng mga iba na nakapag-adapt immediately is they started to deliver. Yung
mhm,
iba immediately, iba took long to realize that's all they needed to do. Because
Mm.
nga their business model is gagawa ako ng magandang tindahan kasama yung ambience and all of that. Pero kung pupunta yung tao doon,
Wala nang pumupunta, yun ang problema.
wala na.
Oo,
So,
correct.
what you need to do, and it's not really, most people say, wala akong pera. I, we have somebody who, I don't know, her model is funny, but she's almost like a personal shopper. Basta sabi niya sa wife ko, ma'am, kung anong kailangan niyo sa Cartimar, I can get it. And hindi lang Cartimar, if there are other things that you need. So, in other words, parang naging personal shopper siya. So,
Oo, pabili
Viber,
service.
Viber.
Wow, Viber
Ang
lang.
galing. Ang galing niya. Like sabihin namin, ito
Mm.
meron ba? And then the beauty is sasabihin niya, "Ma'am, ito gusto niyo?" Kukunan niya ng litrato. Do'n sa kukunan niya ng
Dun sa
litrato,
mismong shop.
padadala niya.
Oo,
Oo, sasagot kami, "Okey 'to, okey."
oo. Galing, ah.
That's yeah, you can do that with karinderya. Ito po yung ating menu for today,
Menu for
kunan
today.
mo.
Oo, oo.
Oh, talk, talk, talk. Oh, 'di ba, create your little group ng customers mo. Oh,
Mm,
and then 'pag gusto ng nagustuhan ng neighbor mo, i-add mo, hindi ba?
mm.
O,
Tama.
I mean, you can do all of that. Paano ka
Yes.
babayaran? Next question. Walang problema. May GCash ako,
GCash,
may
Paymaya.
Paymaya ako. O di
Oo.
tapos.
Or COD, pwede rin. Uso
Oo,
yung
oh,
COD ngayon.
paano po wala ho akong sasakyan? Wala ring problema. Di pa-deliver mo
Correct.
or pa-pick up nung customer mo.
Oo. Yung customer mag-book, 'di ba? Na i-pick
Pwede.
up. Correct,
Pwede.
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 Tama,
That's
tama.
my answer. But that is all it takes is the mental shift
Mm.
to stop looking at what it was before and adapt. Nagbago na yung landscape bago na eh.
Correct, correct. Very important, no, yung mag-adapt talaga, yung mag-shift yung mind natin na wag nang pilitin pa yung transaction before, no, before this quarantine, before this pandemic, dahil hindi na nga eh, hindi na siya nagwo-work, no? So
Wala na.
talagang baguhin na, no, and adapt, no, maging agile tayo. At wag ding matakot. Maraming mga ano eh, may tech phobia sila na, pag sinabing technology parang natatakot sila mag-adapt, di ba? And naalala ko pa noon, sir, di ba, nung nagsisimula pa lang kayo nung
Oh,
Facebook.
yeah.
Oo.
Yeah. You were
So,
teaching me, 'di ba?
sa Facebook, no? Eh, sabi ko nga kay Sir Enrico, sa mga business ngayon, that was 2013, 2013, no?
Yes,
2013
yes, yes.
na sa business nung 2013, talagang important na talaga yung Facebook, no? So, kung ayaw niya nung mag-post ng kung ano-ano ng pagkain or kung ano-ano sa Facebook wall niya, at the very least is get Messenger, kasi Messenger ngayon yung ginagamit sa mga businesses, updates, 'di ba? At least yung Messenger lang ng Facebook, kahit hindi yung mismong full Facebook account. And lo and behold, ngayon, ayan, nagwe-webinar na si Sir Enrico.
Yeah,
'Di ba?
I
Nagla-live
was
feed na.
and it's true that you say that because it wasn't that I didn't know it. I was resistant.
Mm.
Resistant to
Yes.
change, 'di
Mm.
ba? Resistant ako to change and until you and my daughter said, "But papa, ikaw naman mag-choose eh. Kung ayaw mong yun nga, kung ayaw mong mag-Facebook, edi mag-Messenger ka."
Oo.
Sabi ko,
Correct.
"Oo nga 'no. Oo nga 'no." And then ikaw naman magde-decide kung ayaw mo mag-post sa Facebook, then don't post, 'di ba?
Correct, correct, correct.
It's up to you,
Ayan.
'di ba?
Yes. So, wag na tayong matakot, no? At wag mahihiyang magtanong, no? Kahit na mas nakakatanda tayo at mas magaling actually yung mga bata in terms of technology, magpatulong sa mga bata, 'di ba?
Correct,
Wag mahiya. 'Di ba?
correct.
Ayan. Nanonood sa atin si Angie Virata. Ayan. Thank you for
Uy,
watching. And
wow.
also si Buena Fe Frias. Sabi niya, hello po, watching from Mandaluyong. Ayan.
Suki, thank you, Buena Fe.
Oo.
Thank you.
So,
Yeah.
balikan natin yung tanong ni Sir Gabby kanina. Sabi niya, bakit po kaya Zoom overtook Skype given that the latter was available long before COVID-19? Kayo, sir, anong tingin niyo? Bakit?
And thank you, Gabi. Yeah, I had used Skype prior to way before, of course, yung COVID, no? And actually, Eric, I don't know if you remember, I just saw my Zoom account. I had my Zoom account 2017 pa.
Okay, okay.
Ginagamit na natin to eh. We learned this
Doon sa
from
business
where we.
natin before. Yes.
Oo. So,
Oo.
2017 pa, 'di ba? But prior to that, Skype. So, Gabi, Skype, una, it was just a call, 'di ba? And then eventually, meron na sila. Now, in my opinion, what really made Zoom very attractive even back then 2017 was yung screen share. Doon talaga ako na ano
Mm.
na impress, Eric.
Impress. Oo.
Oo, na parang wow, mapapakita ko yung screen ko. Parang I couldn't
Mhm.
believe it, 'di ba? So
Mm.
in my view, that was the one functionality that really overtook Skype initially. Eventually
Mm.
Skype nag-adapt na rin, 'di
Dinagdag na
ba?
rin. Oo.
Oo, 'di ba? Pero wow, my friends from Europe dati puro Skype 'yan kasi 'yan yung ano nila. Pero sila rin ngayon hindi na Skype,
Mhm.
Zoom na.
Zoom na rin. Correct.
Oo, 'di ba? It makes it easy. Yun lang yung ano ko, experience ko.
Oo.
I'm not the authority. Ikaw, Eric, I don't know how you
Yeah.
would answer that.
Well, in terms of Zoom and Skype, no, ang tingin ko, it's the same reason kung bakit na overtake ni Google si Yahoo. Remember, merong Yahoo before, merong
Correct.
Yehey before from Philippines, di ba? Anong main difference between Yahoo and Google? It's the simplicity. 'Di ba? Pag pumunta ka sa Yahoo, ang daming mga categories, mga sections, ang daming i-click, no? Pero pag pumunta ka sa Google, isang box lang siya. As in, yun lang, isang box lang and
Type.
search anything you want, di ba? Just type and search and ibibigay sa'yo ni Google lahat nung related doon sa gusto mo. Kaya na-overtake ni Google si Yahoo. Now, in terms of Skype and Zoom, yung isa sa tingin ko, yung opinion ko lang din, pinaka-powerful feature ni Zoom is yung one-click link to join a Zoom meeting. Kasi sa Skype, before ka maka-call ng Skype to Skype, kailangan mo ng account mismo. Kailangan mo mag-sign up sa Skype, yung email, kailangan may email ka muna para maka-register ka sa Skype. Tapos pag nag-register ka sa Skype, kailangan verified yung email mo, blah blah blah. So kailangan meron ka munang Skype. Kailangan i-download mo rin yung Skype before ka maka-Skype call. So ang daming requirements, yung entry to Skype is very high. Pero sa Zoom, meron siyang link lang, 'di ba? Yung Zoom link, 'di ba? Kaya
Correct.
uso ngayon anong link? Meeting tayo, anong link, 'di ba? Nauso yung word na link sa meeting. Pag click mo ng link sa Zoom, nandun ka na sa meeting. 'Di ba? Wala kang kailangang i-create na account, wala kang kailangang i-download na app kasi pwede ring via browser lang. And I
Correct.
think yun yung main reason kung bakit biglang lumaki si Zoom, no, at na-overtake niya si Skype. Yeah.
I agree.
Okay,
I agree.
next question, sabi ni Buenafe. For techie employees who know the need to adapt, how can they make their bosses adapt to their digital know-hows? Yeah. O nga, yung employees, yung medyo techie, yung boss yung hindi. How do you go through that challenge? At may mga
Oh,
companies ako na alam na ganyan
oh
nangyayari
yeah,
sa'yo.
yeah, yeah.
Oo.
Well, it depends also on yung structure kasi some of them, kung sila rin yung owner ng company, then it becomes a little more challenging, di ba? And
Mm-mm.
if they're not naman the owners, they're also employees lang. Again, it may be challenging for some kasi lalo na kung resistant, but you can, thank you, Buenafe. It reminded me, nung nag-launch kami ng SAP sa Shell many, many years ago. Wow, hindi makuha yung buy-in nung mga amo, nung
Mhm.
mga boss. But one consultant I heard, ang ginawa niya, kasi nagulat kami. One of the very senior managers all of a sudden was, saying, ang galing nitong SAP. Sabi namin, anti-technology
Technology.
itong
Oo.
all. Ang ginawa nung consultant, took time, sat down, and showed, and then in-educate siya. And then
Mm.
pinakita, hey, look, it's not as ano, but took the time and did it privately. Yun yung success.
Mm.
Kasi nga naman, ito yung hindi namin na-realize. Sino ba naman yung boss na gustong malaman ng lahat na hindi pala marunong mag-navigate or hindi pala savvy
Hindi
sa
techie. Oo.
hindi techie. So, ang galing niya na ano niya na, boss, mapapaya. Kung gawin ko to in private at matuto siya, syempre hindi siya nate-threaten, wow, immediately yung buy-in. So that would
Mhm.
be my answer, Buenafe. It can be done. And of course, you don't control the response of the person. You cannot,
Mhm.
right? If the person resists the change and refuses to even attempt, there's nothing you can do. So, until that person decides that he or she wants to learn it. And in relation to your question, well, if that person has a boss, I believe over time there will be some pressure on that person. You either adapt to the change or you move to another, right?
Correct.
Kasi
Ayan.
you cannot stand in the way of progress and change, right?
Yes, so try to educate them privately, 'di ba? Para hindi ma-hit yung kanilang pride dahil nga medyo nakakataas sila at boss sila. So try to educate privately and makuha yung kanilang buy-in, maintindihan nila yung benefits ng technology and eventually you get their buy-in, 'di ba?
Yeah, and show them
Ayan.
how it helps them.
Yep.
And they will. Yeah.
Ayan. May question din from Gary. Sabi niya, what can you say about entrepreneurs investing in online franchise business? Is this a good investment?
Okay. Online, definitely. Now, franchise, there's nothing wrong. Now, franchise is you're basically buying, investing in a proven operating system, a business system. For people who no longer want to think or want to go through the process of determining what do I need to do and to rely on an existing brand, 'di ba? Kasi ang franchise meron ng existing brand equity, 'di ba? So kunyari McDo, Jollibee or even Potato Corner, meron na siyang brand equity. 'Di ba? So, it makes it easy for somebody who wants to go into business na meron ng brand, meron ng systems. But of course, the downside is you pay not just upfront, may gross participation, and while it can be profitable, you are like, in my opinion, a glorified employee na malaki ang sweldo. You
Mhm.
have to operate within their system. You cannot do your own thing completely. No, you have to follow, diba? And that's what they're telling you because that's what they have proven to be successful. So yun lang. I wouldn't say it's good or bad. It depends. Kung okay ka dun, then yeah, why not, diba? If you aren't, that's not your personality, then maybe you need to think about whether you want to take a franchise. Online, definitely, no question. Whether you
Yep.
franchise or you're on your own. Yeah.
Yeah, should be online, no? And ako naman, in terms of yung mga ganyan na mga opportunities, no, I always believe, no, that money exchange because of value. So, kailangan mong pag-aralan. Tingnan mo yung bigger picture. Ano ba yung value na pino-provide ng online franchise na yon? And worth it ba yung binabayad mo sa kanila dun sa value na binibigay sa'yo? And at the same time, dapat you get income because of something of value that you provide, like yung service mo, yun nga yung dedication mo, that you really work on it, no? Pero pag sinabi nila na you earn doing nothing, no, malaking red flag na yun. No, so yun yung medyo malaking red flag, no? So there should be value exchange para merong money exchange, no, in any business, whether online or offline or franchise or sarili mo. Ayan. Ana is watching. Sabi niya, hello po, watching from Binyan, Laguna.
Hello, Anna.
Yes, ayan. Sabi ni Buenafe, technology gives work and business opportunities like Grab drivers and Shopee sellers, though you need to share your profits with the App Store. Correct. No?
Syempre naman, di ba?
Correct.
Syempre.
Kasi yun nga, yung value na pino-provide ng App Store is yung users, 'di ba? Yung market of users that download
Correct.
your app, no? And ganun din actually sa mga ganyan Grab drivers, no? Both the driver may income, yung franchise owner may income, 'di ba? And yung company mismo may income kasi bawat isa sa kanila merong value na pino-provide sa isang transaction. 'Di ba?
Correct.
Ayan.
Correct.
Sabi rin niya, new tech cuts expenses and widens coverage too, like with TikTok app. Citizens will see more election candidates using this app as they seek voters to their cause. O nga, malapit ng eleksyon.
Yeah,
So,
and I'm
digital election, digital campaigns ang mangyayari.
correct. And obviously, this is it's good in the sense that even candidates with smaller budgets can, kasi you can now reach people directly, 'di ba? Through their
Correct.
phones, 'di ba? So, yun yung big advantage nga, equalizer, 'di ba? So, ang labanan ngayon is yun na nga, 'di ba? Getting that huge database, your mailing list and all of that, and you can advertise to them directly and personalize nga 'di ba?
Mhm. Mhm.
So, Yes, it's good for those that don't have, resources that are normally have to be in hundreds of millions, if depending on the post or
Mhm.
the position that you're, running for, di ba? National level,
Correct.
syempre, ang laki nun, di ba?
Correct, correct. Yeah, may question si Philip sa inyo. Would this be possible for the physical stores to be affected? Examples, mall shop due to digital shopping?
Syempre, tatamaan ka talaga. In fact, I have never had a physical store, but I will never in today's why will I even ako yun again, I have
Mm-mm.
nothing against physical store, but I cannot see the value proposition anymore of a physical store when consumers have access to all these goods at way lower prices, bigger variety, and more flexible payment methods through online. And remember, the one thing that's driving people online is that fear or lack of confidence of exposing themselves to many people. So talagang
Dahil sa
unlock.
COVID.
Oo, ang laki nun.
Oo.
Ang laki nun na yung the fear or the lack of confidence na it's safe to go out is what is impacting most of the businesses, whether it's transport, whether it's airlines, whether it's the travel industry. Talagang, syempre, no one will want to admit, but nobody, I think, is 100% confident that you're not gonna get anything if you get on a plane, correct? Di ba?
Correct. Ayan.
So,
Si Annalyn May Mendoza is also watching. Ayan, thank you po
oh,
for
wow. Thank
watching.
you.
Ayan.
Thank you. So, yeah.
Sabi ni Oo. Sabi ni Ana,
Yeah.
have an event director friend, they cook different dishes and post on his Viber group regularly. Yung katulad ng example
Correct.
na mention niya kanina, sir.
Correct. Ang daming
Yeah.
ganun. May mga iba nga, they just focus on dessert. May friend kami,
Mhm.
kilala mo yun, Eric. Dessert lang
Mhm.
siya.
Mhm.
Oh, hindi niya ino-offer kasi hindi naman siya maano. Basta siya, galing nung
Focus
dessert
sa
niya.
dessert.
Yun lang.
Oo.
Oo, dessert lang
Isang
siya.
ano rin 'yan 'no, isang magandang, tip na rin 'yan 'no, sa mga nagbi-business or nag-iisip na mag-business. Look for a niche market, 'di ba, na yun dun ka mag-focus and be the best in that niche 'no. Hindi yung jack of all trades. Kasi kapag naging jack of all trades ka, magkakaroon ka ng price competition and mahirap kapag price competition, napababaan ng presyo, ang liit ng income dun. Pero kung nag-niche ka 'no, niche marketing na ikaw talaga yung the best dun sa maliit na category na yun, you dictate the price, 'di ba? Puwedeng gano'n
Yeah,
yung mangyari, Sir Enrico.
yeah.
Ayan.
Yes, yes. And again, remember this. Some people, they just think of branding related to a product. You can brand a service. So in other words,
Mhm.
Eric, we might have the same product, but the way I brand my service, in other words, your customer journey or experience in purchasing with me, if I brand that very well, we can sell the same product, but I'll tell you, I'll be able to sell it at a higher price and I'll get more people to buy from me.
Correct.
So
Tama.
you can brand the experience as well, even if it's the
Mm.
same product.
Parang ano, 'di ba, parang Starbucks, 'di ba? Sabi nga nila, "Bakit mas mahal sa Starbucks? Eh, kape rin
Ayun,
naman 'yan."
kapere
'Di ba?
exactly.
Yung kung tutuusin may
Exactly.
mga mas masasarap na kape, pero mas
Correct.
mura kaysa Starbucks. Pero it's
Correct.
actually yun nga, yung the entire experience dun sa venue, yung amoy nung shop, 'di ba? Yung
Pangalan
aircon, yung
pangalan
pangalan.
mo. Oh, anong kinalaman nun sa
Correct, correct.
coffee, 'di ba? Wala. Sa
Oo.
product wala siyang kinalaman. It doesn't enhance the coffee. Oh,
Mhm.
but wait a minute. It enhances and makes me feel really special as a customer.
Yes. And isang
Yep.
magandang ano na rin 'yan 'no, idea na puwedeng paglaruan. Kung 'yun ang binabayaran natin sa Starbucks 'no, hindi lang yung kape kundi yung experience 'no, kapag nando'n ka sa loob ng shop. Ano naman yung translation nun in digital form? 'Di ba? Ano yung mga puwedeng gawin digitally to enhance yung experience ng mga customers natin and create more value and therefore puwede nating taasan din yung ating rates, 'di ba?
Yeah,
Sir
like
Enrico.
Eric, I don't know the technical ano for it, but siguro translating yung sinasabi mong offline to online, baka pag bumibili ka sa store ko, pag a certain value or certain product, may mga banners or may mga pop-up na lalabas dun sa putting your name. Oh, wonderful, Eric, di
Oo,
ba?
correct.
Yun yung katumbas sa offline world. You can do that online.
Online, oo.
Oh, di
Correct,
ba?
correct. Ayan,
So,
sabi ni Buenafe, working hard and working smart technologically can be two different things.
siyempre naman, 'di
Correct.
ba?
Correct.
You
Kasi you
should use
may be working
technology.
hard. Oo, correct. You
Yeah,
should use technology. 'Di ba? Kasi
yeah.
you can say na you've been creating your book, 'di ba? For example, you've been creating your book, nasa 200 pages ka na pero you're using a typewriter, 'di ba? Versus using a word processor, tapos ngayon meron pa yung mga grammar checking, 'di ba? Spell
Ang
checking, mga
dami,
ganun.
yeah. Ang dami.
Oo. So, ang daming ways to produce the same results, and using technology wisely is entirely different from doing something na raw hard work lang. 'Di ba? So, it's better that you work hard in combination with efficient digital tools. 'Di ba, Sir
Yeah.
Rico?
Yes, and most of them, alam mo yan, Eric, are free, 'di ba? They call them productivity apps, 'di ba? That's what an app
Yes.
does. It improves your
Productivity.
it enhances your capacity and your productivity, 'di ba?
Correct,
So,
correct. Okay.
and they're free, 'di ba?
Yes. Ayan, sabi ni
Yeah,
Ana, some prefer Google Meets, siya Zoom. No? Actually, marami na. Simula ng
yeah,
pandemic nga, ang daming lumabas. No? Merong Google Meets, which is free din. No? And
yeah,
yun nga, ginaya nila yung one-click link lang na nasa meeting ka na via browser. Tapos, meron ding Microsoft Teams. In fact, Skype is owned by Microsoft. Tapos, gumawa
yeah,
sila ng iba pang video conferencing app, which is Teams.
yeah.
No? So, later on, actually, may bali-balita na i-replace na nila yung Skype with Teams. Kasi nga, mas maraming features yung Teams, mas maraming
Correct.
users at mas familiar sila sa Teams. No? So, later on, mawawala na yung Skype. No? So, marami ng mga
Dami, yeah.
platforms na ginagamit for video conferencing. And kailangan, yun nga, no, updated din tayo. Alam natin ano yung mostly used, lalo na ng mga customers natin, para alam natin, di ba, kung papaano mag-adapt, no, dito sa mga digital landscape. Ayan, Tabs Alim, sabi niya, hi sir, watching from Tabaco, Albay. Wow,
Uy,
layo
wow.
ng inaabot natin. Nasa Albay na
Oh,
tayo, Sir
galing.
Enrico.
Salamat. Salamat, Tabs. Oo.
Yes. Sabi ni Buenafe, with technology use, there is always the possibility that some will abuse it for evil purposes. So we should just be watchful
Oh, well,
also.
of course, there's always some who will do that, and yeah, of course, hindi mo man yun, but yeah, it can, and some do, yeah, sadly,
Correct.
yeah.
Merong mga tinatawag nga na trolls, no? And sinasabi ko nga lagi, 'di ba, sa mga presentations natin. Anybody with a keyboard and an internet connection can say anything about anybody. 'Di ba? So, huwag po tayong maniwala sa lahat ng mga nakikita natin ng mga posts or mga blog, 'di ba? Tingnan natin ano ba yung behind that post, no, kung factual ba talaga yung pino-post nila, kilala ba sila, 'di ba? Mapagkakatiwalaan ba yung pino-post nila, or merong reason behind dun sa blog post nila, 'di ba? So, yun
Di
nga,
ba,
maraming fake news.
yeah,
Kailangan
di
nating
ba,
ma-verify. Oo.
Eric, natutunan ko to, tama and please verify this. Marami ang
Mm.
ginagawa nila, tinitingnan nila sino yung nasa pa sa SEO mataas.
Mhm.
Tapos ang
Mm.
gagawin nila, babanatan nila 'yon. Babantayan nila yung
Oo.
Alexa, 'di ba? Alexa rating ba 'yon, 'di ba? Para
Yes,
pag
yes, yes.
mataas, sasabihin nila, "Oh, yung ABC company na 'yan, ay naku, nadali ako niyan." So siyempre, wow, kasi maraming
Oo.
nakakakita nun, ipi-pitch nila, maglalagay sila ng clickbait, 'di ba?
Correct,
In other
correct.
words, to bait you to click on their website para
Mm.
gusto mo malaman ano talaga yung racket niyan. Siyempre, ikaw naman
Oo.
kiklik ka. Pag-click mo sa dulo nun, because they're
May
trying to
ads.
pitch. Yeah,
Oo.
they're pitching you with their own product or service. Karamihan.
Correct, correct. Oo, oo. So, wag din basta-basta tayong maniniwala sa sa mga ganyan, no? Ayan, sabi ni Benef, as new technology is developed or old one is improved, we can trace it back to God, no, as the creator and sustainer of everything. As said in John 1:3, all things were made through him, and without him nothing would have been made. Correct, no?
Amen.
Nagsimula yan into an idea, no, an idea from above, implemented, no, through science. Ayan,
Amen.
sabi ni Ana, Sir Eric, when should a company decide to create an app? Ayan, magandang question, Ana, no? Pag ako tinatanong, no, kailangan ba namin ng app or hindi? Ang sagot ko lagi diyan is you have to study yung behavior nung app users mo, yung ine-expect mo na magiging users ng app, no? Kasi for somebody to download an app, there should be a compelling reason bakit kailangan nilang i-download yung app. Kasi ang daming steps for you to download an app. First, you have to search it sa App Store, you have to download, no? And yung app na yun will use up space na limited sa cellphone ng user. And aside from space, it will also consume an icon, di ba, dun sa homepage or sa desktop nung cellphone. So, ang daming parang friction na tinatawag, no, for a person to download and use an app. So, before you decide kung kailangan mo ba ng app or hindi, ang unang question is, gagamitin ba yan every day ng user?
Correct,
Di ba?
correct, correct.
Kasi kung hindi yan gagamitin ng user at least once a day, hindi mo kailangan ng app. Di ba? You
Yeah,
can have a mobile web app, di ba, na pag kinlik nila yung link, they can see it comfortably using a mobile phone. Then that's it. You only need a web app, no? Na hindi mo kailangan i-install, hindi mo kailangan ilagay sa App Store or sa sa Play Store, no? At i-download at i-install, no? Kung hindi
correct.
siya daily used, hindi kailangan ng app. Yun lang yung very simple na explanation ko kung kailan mo ba kailangan ng app. Agree, Sir Enrico?
Ay, alam mo, Eric, ako, kaya ako agree ng agree. Kasi dati, trigger happy ako, sige, download nung app. But
Oo.
after a while nga, hindi ko nagagamit yung app.
Mhm.
'Di ba? Tapos, ano ba yung advantage nung app? Aside from it being on the phone, the device that you
Mhm.
carry with you, I can do a web version. I just need to log in. There's an extra
Correct.
step just to log in, assuming I created an account, right? And
Uh-huh.
that's it. The app, you have it, it stays on, one click, you're there. But depends on some apps, nagta-time out rin, so you still need to
Yeah.
log in, right? So,
Correct.
I learned
Yeah.
it also the hard way. Parang sabi ko, oh, ano,
Yep.
somebody was inviting me, wag na, I don't want to download the app. Give me I'll just go there.
Link na lang. Oo, browser
Oo,
na lang. Mobile web
minsan
na
ko
lang.
lang
Correct.
gagamitin, 'di ba? Minsan lang.
Yep.
Correct ka,
Hindi mo
correct,
kailangang i-create ng app. Correct.
correct.
No? Ayan. Sabi, watching from Forbes Makati. Wow, bago
Wow,
magtrabaho. Thank you for this program. Thank you po for watching. Ayan. Sabi ni
wow.
Philip, can you advise when would the pandemic end? Since health issues is the priority and therefore pushes the digital tech.
I wish I could, and we all wish someone could, but the truth, Philip, is really we all don't know. And what we do know is, okay, after COVID, many years from now, we will have a different virus. And it's just going to change in name and severity, but this is the world we live in now. You're going to have more of that, right? And then who knows, and I'm totally with you. We wish it goes, or we learn to live with it, which is what some countries are doing now. Hindi na pandemic, endemic. So in other words, the
Mhm.
response now is, how do we live with it? Parang flu kasi nami-minimize na yung severity, eh. So kung
Mhm.
magagawa mo yun na instead of trying to fight it na wag maging ano, hindi mo naman talaga ma-isolate. Find a way that the body and the immune eventually is able to deal with it. Parang flu, 'di ba? Magkakasakit ka pero hindi ka mamamatay. But there's some, depending nga kung mahina yung immune, they eventually succumb to it, 'di ba? So marami 'yan, 'di ba? Yeah, who knows what's coming our way, right?
Yep. Ayan. And Sharon Calugdan is also watching us. Sir Enrico, thank you for
Salamat,
watching.
Sharon.
Ayan.
Always salamat.
Yes, always. Okay, so ang ating next na question sa ating mga viewers, what are your takeaways? Ayan. So
Ikaw,
type niyo
Eric,
po diyan sa comment section sa Facebook or chat diyan sa YouTube. Yes, Sir Enrico.
anong takeaway mo?
Okay. Anong takeaway ko? So, ang takeaway ko is yun nga, no? Maganda yung last question ni Philip, no? Na when will this end? Actually, yun din yung belief ko. Tama rin yung sagot niyo, sir, no? Na ay, walang may alam kung kailan talaga to mag-end. Pero isang sure na nangyari because of this pandemic is na-open yung mind ng mga tao, no? Before the pandemic, wala yung term na essential tsaka non-essential. Wala sa radar natin yun eh. Hindi natin naiisip, ano ba yung essential, ano yung non-essential, di ba? So ngayon, nagbago yung idea ng mga tao na, o nga, mas i-prioritize nating gumastos dun lang sa mga essential. And two is na-realize natin na pwede naman pala, no, na hindi araw-araw pumupunta sa Starbucks. It's possible pala, 'di ba? Pwede naman pala na mag-work ako na hindi nagko-commute or hindi nagda-drive or hindi nata-traffic, 'di ba? Pwede naman pala na mag-order lang ako gamit yung cellphone ko at nandiyan na yung lunch, nandiyan na yung dinner, pati dessert, nandiyan na rin, di ba? So, ang daming nadi-discover ng mga tao na mas convenient, 'di ba? So kung nandun ka sa time na hindi ko alam kung well, definitely naabutan niyo yun, sir, no? Pero ako naalala ko nung bata ako na para ako tumawag kasi nasa Cavite kami noon. Para ako tumawag sa Manila, 'di ba? Landline, kailangan kong pumunta sa PLDT office. Tapos, 'di ba? May booth doon na yun lang yung merong line para tumawag sa Metro Manila. Pupunta ka talaga sa PLDT office, 'di ba? Or yung time na kailangan na yung wire, 'di ba, yung telephone na yung dial pa talagang gano'n, 'di ba? So imaginein mo na nandun ka sa time na yon, tapos na-discover mo na merong smartphone na diretso dial wirelessly kahit nasa kwarto ka, nakakatawag ka sa Metro Manila, 'di ba? Anong pipiliin mo? Pupunta ka sa PLDT office or yung cellphone? 'Di ba? So parang ganun yung nangyari ngayon eh. 'Di ba? Na before the pandemic, merong mga bagay, may mga processes na ginagawa natin. Tapos nung nagkaroon ng pandemic, bigla nating na-discover itong mga digital solutions, mga digital services na super convenient. So, dadating talaga yung point na yung consumer behavior, hindi na sila babalik dun sa dati.
Hindi na.
'Di ba? Hindi na sila babalik dun sa magdadala sila ng barya. Alam mo, yung may barya ka sa bulsa, may cash ka, makapal yung wallet mo kasi punong-puno ng cash, 'di ba? Hindi na kasi na-discover na nila yung convenience of paying electronically, 'di ba? Or pupunta ka sa karinderya para bumili ng ulam where kaysa mag-order ka na lang sa cellphone tapos dadating na lang sa yung food mo, 'di ba? So, ang daming mga nagbago sa consumer behavior na kailangan yung mga business owners din, no, itong mga entrepreneurs, kailangan mag-shift na rin at alamin ano na yung bagong behavior ng mga consumers, no? Kung kailangan magkaroon tayo ng Viber account, mag-create ng Viber group, Viber community para doon lahat yung mga suking customers natin, mag-post tayo doon. Kung kailangan natin ng Facebook page, gawa tayo ng Facebook page para pwede tayong mag-boost ng ads. Kung hindi natin alam paano mag-boost ng ads, search sa Google, ay sa YouTube, 'di ba? How to boost ads, no? So, yan na ngayon yung bagong ways of doing business. Sabi nga before, 'di ba? Dati 2013 sinasabi natin, Sir Enrico, 'di ba, na if your business is not online, it will
Oh,
be out of business.
correct.
'Di ba?
Correct.
So ngayon,
2013.
2013 pa 'yun. Ngayon, after 8 years, 'di ba? Mas lalong importante yung term na 'yon. If your business is not online, it will go out of business.
Yeah.
'Di ba? So talagang very important, no, na mag-adapt tayo, be agile and learn how to do new ways of doing business, no, digitally. Yun nga kaya nauso rin yung term na digital transformation. Yung transformation is a very big word, no, na kailangan talagang magbago, meaning put away the old things, no, and use this new way of doing business, di ba? So yun ang aking major takeaway dito, na kailangan talaga nating baguhin at pag-aralan din ulit, no? Kung naging successful tayo pre-COVID sa business natin because of what we know how to do the business, definitely nag-change na yun. Yung what we know before COVID. Nag-change na yun. So, kailangan nating pag-aralan ulit, no? Maybe unlearn to learn this new thing, no? Unlearn what you have learned before COVID and learn now, ano ba yung mga bagong ways? How do you attract customers? How does your customer work now in this, yun nga, digital landscape? Di ba? Tama ba, Sir Enrico?
Absolutely. Sa akin, ang takeaway ko is related to yours. And really, this is when you really think about being relevant, it's really about change. So whether
Mhm.
it's in the digital space or not, relevance is, closely linked to your ability to adapt, or what it simply means is to change. 'di ba?
Mm.
So, this is yun yung key takeaway ko. Change is always uncomfortable for some or even painful for some.
Mm.
But you can choose not to change, but you have to live with the consequences, right? And if
Correct.
you're in business, change is very much part of your equation. Not to
Yep.
change is the biggest risk. So yun yung takeaway ko.
Yan. Sabi rin ni Buenafe, everybody has to be able to participate in a future that they want to live for. That's what technology can do. Correct.
Amen. It's all a choice,
Yan.
yeah.
All things were difficult before they become easy. So be patient and pervasive to learn the technology. Correct. 'Di ba? Nung nag-umpisa kayo, sir, 'di ba? Nung pag-aaral ng Messenger,
Oh,
medyo nahirapan kayo, 'di ba?
oh yeah. Kasi wala akong
Oo.
alam. Of course,
Mm.
uncomfortable. I was totally uncomfortable. Yeah,
Yep.
totally.
Yan, sabi rin niya, adapting to technology is everyone's responsibility to oneself to compete and succeed.
Yeah,
Yan. And technology
absolutely.
has increased the productivity of almost every industry in the world. Because
Absolutely.
of technology, we can act faster, make quicker decisions, and remain adaptable. Correct.
Amen.
Galing, galing. Yes.
Yep.
Okay. So next week, ang ating topic naman is living in our VUCA world. So konting intro, sir. Ano ba tong VUCA?
Okay, yeah. And this is very relevant. This is not exactly new. For some, they know this already. VUCA stands for volatility, uncertainty, complexity, and ambiguity. In other words, how do you live in a constantly changing and sometimes chaotic world? 'Di ba?
Mm.
So again, this is also related in a sense to digital, but this one is more with like look at the change to our lives from 2020 in March to today.
Correct.
Grabe yung change, 'di ba? So yung volatility and then the uncertainty. We're on GCQ, MECQ, ngayon iba na yung ano. So there's so
Level
much
1, level 4 na. Numbers na.
yeah,
Level
correct. So
4, 3, 2, 1. Oo.
yeah, and that's why there's so many mental health issues, and so this is the new order of the world. Things are happening so fast, and it's your ability to understand these frameworks, or how do you deal with so much volatility,
Yep.
di ba?
And live comfortably. Yan ang
Correct.
i-discuss natin next week.
Yes.
Exciting, napakagandang topic. Para hindi nyo ma-miss yan, make sure that you subscribe. Click nyo lang yung subscribe button dyan sa YouTube, yung red subscribe button. Libre po yan, walang charge. Or kung nasa Facebook kayo, merong link sa video nito sa pinakadulo, yung Facebook group na Truly Happy Juan. Join kayo doon para hindi nyo ma-miss ang ating mga future episodes. Okay. So let's end our episode with our usual panatang makabayan. So itaas po natin ating kanang kamay at bigkasin ang panatang makabayan. Iniibig ko ang Pilipinas, aking lupang sinilangan, tahanan ng aking lahi. Kinukupkup ako at tinutulungan upang maging malakas, masipag at marangal. Dahil mahal ko ang Pilipinas, diringgin ko ang payo ng aking mga magulang. Susundin ko ang tuntunin ng lipunan. Tutuparin ko ang tungkulin ng mamamayang makabayan. Naglilingkod, nag-aaral at nagdarasal ng buong katapatan. Iaalay ko ang aking buhay, pangarap at pagsisikap sa bansang Pilipinas. Maraming salamat po and we'll see you again next Saturday, 5
Salamat.
p.m.